Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face or almost full face of shopmissa makeup. Now this used to mean that the makeup would be around $1. Some of it would be $1.88, some of it would be $1.55, but I do have a $4 foundation from shopmissa that I did want to try out today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start this off with a repurchase, and it is the AOA Studio Perfect Filter Face Primer. And you guys, if you saw my empties video, you would know that this is a love of mine. I don't know what magic they put in this primer, but it is just an awesome face primer. Every foundation that I put over the top of this just looks so pretty. I used it a lot over the summer, but also in the winter, and it's almost like a moisturizing, hydrating, but there's almost a little bit of a slip to it, which I actually need because I do have very porous skin. So love that face primer. I had 2 empties for the year, so now I'm going to be working on my empty for next year. Now the foundation that I got, I actually repurchased the AOA CC cream because I really do like that one. But the $4 foundation I purchased is the A20 Lab, and this is the Soft Matte Foundation. And it says it's a lightweight, breathable foundation that smooths the skin. Soft matte finish, sensory friendly, and for all skin types. So this is what it looks like, and this is how the product comes. My first critique of this would be it is an airless pump, and you do have all this empty space down here. I would think that you could have filled it up all the way. This product does come with 0.67 fluid ounces or 20 ml, which I think is the same size as the e.l.f. Their satin foundation that has the black cap. I'll put a picture of it on the screen here for you. And I got this shade L1 in this one here. And I am using my shopmissa sponge here. I'm just going to pump a little on the top of that. And this is the consistency. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere or doing anything on there. So let's go ahead and try this out. It does have a little bit of a scent to it. But I gotta say, for a shade match, that looks pretty good for shade matching. Oh my gosh, that almost matches my skin perfectly. Okay, so first impressions, it's a lot heavier than the CoverGirl Outlast Stay Fabulous that I've been liking, or my Beauty Blender, the skin tint one. This does seem very thick, but as we saw, it's not as runny as those two. It seems to be sitting really nicely around my pores, so that is definitely a good thing, and it's a really good skin match for me. Okay, so I actually really like that. It's sitting so nicely on my skin. Okay, it's not one that you can blend into the skin. It is one that's going to sit on top of the skin, which I have to kind of be in the mood for since I usually wear BB creams or skin tints. So I like this. I like this. And it doesn't even look bad on the side of my nose. So that's exciting. I did get 2 concealers here. And this one here, I believe, was $1.88. And this one here was $1.88. So this is their new one. This is the Locked and Creamy Concealer, and then this is just their concealer stick form in the shade Porcelain, and this one is in the shade Light Cool one. I think I'm going to try to use this one underneath my eyes. Let's try it out on one side and we'll see. I used to really like their concealer that was in the squeezy tube, but I went to use it and it had separated and had started to have like a red or a pink pigment on it that was turning my under eyes pink throughout the day, which you would think was flattering, but it wasn't. That blended in really nicely. Let's just for giggles use this stick concealer on the other side. I am going to warm it up a little bit with my fingers so it's a little bit more emollient. It actually feels pretty creamy. Okay, this stick concealer was actually creamy enough for me to just draw it underneath my eye, and there was no tugging whatsoever. It is super creamy, but there's the difference between the two. This stick concealer is on this side, and I think it looks really, really nice. There is definitely a brightening effect. Of course, I did get the lightest shade in the shade Porcelain. And then this one over here, it seems to have just a little bit of a glow compared to this one. But so far, I really like them both. They both look really nice on my under eyes. Okay, so for powder, I'm a little bit nervous about this one. This is the AOA Studio Flawless Setting and Finishing Loose Powder. And you guys, it's one of those that has different colors on it. Can we talk about how green that is? That is like super green there. I'm really kind of worried about that, but we're gonna try it out. Whoa, I think I just got way too much. Way too much. But I got this in the shade Fair, and let me use it to do my under eyes. Okay, I got a little bit too much on my brush because I was trying to mix in that green powder. I did get just a little bit of green coloration underneath this eye right here, so I would say definitely make sure you mix it well. But it is so smoothing. Wow. All right, so this is what I got going on for my base right now. That powder was super smoothing on my under eyes, around my pores. It just brought it all together. I really enjoy that. I think for an inexpensive base, this is really pulling together. So for blush and bronzer, I did get a cream kind of stick for those, but I also got a powder. The first one I got is going to be the Paw Paw Contour Stick, and I got the shade Nude in this one. And this is definitely a contour shade for me, but I like the point on it. You know, I've never been one to contour my nose. In fact, I don't think I ever have, but this might be good for that. Should I try it? Let's try contouring the nose here. Hold on. Just do, what do we do? Like a line? Is that how we do this? Let's see here. Let's do just a small little bit here. Down both sides, I think is how people do it, like that. And then just a little bit right there, right? Is that how people contour their nose? I don't know. I've never contoured my nose before, so if I'm doing it wrong, please don't come for me in the comments. All right, let me take this brush right here from Makeup Revolution and see if I can put it to good use, because it's such a weird shaped brush. Do I look any different? Contoured a nose here? Yes, no? Okay. My dog is not impressed in the background. Yes, he is in the room with me, in case you guys wanted to know. All right, I will have to play around with a contour stick. I've never used them. So for the cream blush, I got the Venetian Romance Creamy Blush in the shade Vanity, and all I can say is, what was I thinking? Let's see what we got here. I do have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, and it kind of fits just perfectly in there, so I'm gonna use this, and I don't know how much I need. Let's see here. Wait a minute, I just put way too much of that on. Okay, let's tap, tappity tap, 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 tap. That is super pigmented. All right, let's do this. That is so pigmented. Oh my word. Wow. Oh, okay. Take my sponge and kind of tap that out. Okay, well, the sponge might be the way to do this. So let me just take what I've got on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna pounce my sponge in that, and we're gonna try that on the other side. I'm gonna try a sponge application. Oh, that's so much nicer. Okay. So don't mind the brush side. A sponge is the way to go with these. I kind of like that. And that is applied over powder, you guys, because I do powder my face first to give the cream blush a little bit something to hang on to so it lasts a little bit longer. Oh, I like that. So that shade right there is kind of like that on the skin with a sponge. Okay, not as bad. That's it. Wow. Definitely scary to look at. For the bronzer, I got the AOA Studio Perfect bronzer powder, and it's a lightweight matte finish, and this is what it looks like. This is one of the things that was still $1, and I'm going to take my typical bronzer brush and kind of tap into it, and then I'm going to tap off the excess here just because it looks a little deep for me and I don't want to go in and ruin this look. That even applied well over the cream blush. Okay. Again, just tapping off the excess because I want to make sure that this is a wearable outside makeup look. I'm not trying to make my makeup look bad here. I want it to look good for today. Okay, I like this bronzer. I like it. It's actually not as deep as you would think so in the pan. It actually blended out very, very nicely, and it blended out on top of that cream blush. It wasn't any patchiness or muddiness going on right there, so I like that. So for the eyes, I want to try this Magical Girl liquid eyeshadow. It looks so pretty online. Oh my gosh. Can we just appreciate the color there? So pretty. Now, unfortunately, this is kind of cool toned, and the palette that I got to kind of set up the base is this one. It's the Southern Charm in the shade Quaint, and it's kind of more of a warm tone trio. But I'm gonna make it work, and I'm gonna go in with a mixture of these two shades and just run it in the crease real quick. Just tap into both of those, and I'm just gonna put it in the crease just for a little bit of a crease color. That blended really easily, really beautifully. I have no complaints. For the liquid shadow here, I think I'm going to try to take it straight on my eye, and we're gonna see how well it works. Wow. There's definitely glitter particles in this. It's gonna take this flat brush here and manipulate it just a little so it gets where I want it to be. Can we talk about how stunning that shade is? And for $1.88, and I've got the shade KiraKira in this. For mascara, I actually picked up the Fat Lash Primer. I was so upset to see that they took my Fat Lash mascara off the website, but they have a Fat Lash Primer, so I'm kind of hoping that that means that they are going to bring back that mascara at some point in time, but I guess we will see. And this is a white primer. I don't usually use mascara primer. And wow, this looks really weird looking out through white eyelashes. Okay, so now that I've given it a second to let this Fat Lash Primer dry on my lashes, I'm gonna go in with the Volume Boosting Mascara. This is buildable, long wearing, and thickening. I chose this one because I am familiar with this formula, so I would be able to try out this primer knowing this formula. All right, so up close, here is one eye with the primer and the mascara, and then this eye just has the primer, so you can't really compare the lashes, but what do we think? I don't actually see much of a difference using this over a primer than just using this by itself. It's giving pretty much the same effect. So that is what that looks like with both of the eyelashes done. I'd have to say this primer doesn't seem to do much to help out this mascara. It looks about the same. So I don't know, maybe 2 coats of the primer would work. So I did not pick up a new highlighter because I do have a favorite with them. This is from the Paw Paw line, and it's the Glow Within in the shade Wish Upon a Star. So let me just run a little bit of this. All right, you guys, I just realized I do not have a lip product to try on for you guys. So let me go ahead and do my lips real quick and line my lashes to give them the best effect and do my hair, and I will be right back. All right, you guys, this is the final look using makeup products that are all under $5, and I did keep my lip products under $5. I'm wearing the Wet n Wild Matte Mega Lipstick in the shade Skinny Dipping and the Wet n Wild Monday Feels Lip Liner. Now, I did go ahead and line my upper lash line with my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Zero because we all know that's pretty much the only eyeliner that I use. But let's go ahead and do a quick rundown of these products. The first one is going to be the primer, which I love. I've gone through 2 of them, and I'm now going to start working on my 3rd. This foundation is not seeming to settle into any of my lines or my pores, which is a very good thing. I do have very porous skin and I did not use a pore filling primer. So with a pore filling primer, this will probably be absolutely gorgeous on my skin. The two concealers that I used, so far, surprisingly, I think I prefer the stick concealer to this creamy concealer. And it could just be because the setting powder that I used had that green powder that is leaving that green cast there that I'm still not digging. But so far, I'm liking this one more. The nose contour, I don't know. I've never contoured my nose. I will keep playing around with that and let you guys know at the end of the month in my haul and review. The bronzer powder I absolutely love. This is actually reminding me a lot of my Flower Food Bare contour palette. I just mix all those shades together and this is kind of looking like what that looks like on my skin. So that is very exciting. This Venetian Romance blush, I will be honest with you guys, I saw that and literally cringed at the color. It did not look like that online. However, it is a gorgeous shade and it does give my skin just a little bit of glow. I could have actually gone without highlighter today. It looks so pretty on the skin. Definitely apply it with a sponge. The brush was a little bit heavy-handed, as you guys saw, and I did have to shear it out with a sponge, so I would say definitely go for a sponge. I did not get a chance to try out the powder blush, but I will try this out on my own and let you guys know in my haul and review at the end of the month what I think of this one. But this is the AOA Blush Cherry Blossom Powder Blush in the shade Kioko. For the eye products, this was surprisingly good, this little trio here. Now granted, I only mixed these two shades here. I did not use the shimmer, but this looks really good. And oh my gosh, I'm in love. I want them all. This Magical Girl liquid eyeshadow is so beautiful and so bright. And I mean, the camera's not doing it justice. This is gorgeous. I love this. I really do want them all. The mascara primer I'm not impressed with as of now. I will try it with my current mascara that I am using because that's a little bit more fresh in my memory and maybe it'll do something to help that one out. This mascara is good. If you guys are on a budget, this mascara is good. It's not going to give you a lot of bam in your face, but it gives a good look to your eyelashes. If you just want to add a little bit of color, a little bit of length, this is a good mascara, but it is not a favorite of mine. Like I said, I just got this one so I could try it out with the primer because I know what this mascara is like. And I will reach for that mascara when I'm hanging around the house, when I'm running to the store, when I don't want to put on a full face of makeup. It's a good mascara for that type of look. And of course the highlighter here, this is a gorgeous. This was from my previous shopmissa order at the beginning of the year. I absolutely love this highlighter. For $1.55, you really can't go wrong with this highlighter. This powder, I don't know, this green shade that is in here is so dark and I stuck my brush into the lid wrong and got the green glob right there and it's still there. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to use this. Maybe I'll pour it out and mix it up in a different container because once I actually mixed it up, which was quite messy, it applied beautifully to the rest of my face. And I think it sits beautifully. It was very poor blurring on my skin. It set my under eyes nicely. It's just that green shade right there. I wonder if I left the cap on, like the plastic that came on top of it, if I cut around it and just like use the other three powders and not this one, if that would work. But I like it. It's just not that green. Not that green shade. I don't need that redness correcting. But that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and check out shopmissa. They do have other things besides makeup. I did get this Flora Reed diffuser. I buy one of these every time I place an order, specifically in Cozy Kisses. The notes of this one is cocoa notes with white musk base. I leave this on my entry table and it is gorgeous. I love the scent of these and they last about 30 days. It says 60, but it's not, it's 30. And check out shopmissa. They've got some good stuff on there, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.